we was off camera and we was talking, and I overheard you say Ike Turner was your celly.
I didn't think you caught that. Yeah. Shout out to Ike Turner, rest in peace. Ike Turner was my celly, and I was in there with a boy named Johnny Moe and Johnny Lee from Hoover. God bless Johnny Moe and Johnny Lee. I assume they both still living. But that was my first introduction to some real gangster shit. And I'm sitting in the cell. It wasn't my cell. It was the white man's cell because I don't have a cell. And these two dudes was like friends. And they started arguing. But they was gambling. We was in a cell out of bounds, meaning that I wasn't in the cell I was supposed to be and I was in somebody else's spot. And both of them name is Johnny. And they was gambling. They didn't have no argument or nothing, man. Mind you, I'm a youngster. But these are seasoned jailhouse dudes. And all of a sudden, man, Johnny Lee jumped up. Johnny Moe jumped up with a big old knife. Johnny Lee, he jumped up with a big old knife. And they got to sticking each other. I'm a fish. I'm fresh. And the police must have opened the door about this much. And I squeezed my black ass out of there like a wet poodle through a keyhole. Scared me to death. I'd never seen no real prison gangster shit. With two grown men that was gangsters.
Stabbing each other.
Yeah, but the cold thing about it, Johnny Lee from Hoover, he had just taught me the ropes of how to stab somebody when you get to prison, how to use a knife. And it was cold, man, because I still see him in my head today. And he was like, look, youngster Don, you go like this, then you go like this.
Hold on. We gotta hold on. Do it again.
I'll never forget Johnny Lee. Hoover love, baby. I see you out there, Groove. I'm a youngster. And him and Johnny Moe got into that knife fight. But right before that, coincidentally, Johnny Lee was like, hey, Dawee, this is how you going to the pen, youngster, so you need to use these knives. I'm like, use a knife? So he did. He taught me, he said, you go like this. And then you go like this to the head. And then you go like this to the side. And then you kick the body, and then you do the next one. Doop, 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 doop. And man, do you know, that saved my life in the penitentiary. So them dudes was real gangsters, man. And then right after that, he showed me that they went in the cell, and I seen him and dude going at it.
Did Johnny Lee do exactly what he said? Did he do the up and under and all that shit on that dude and kicked
That
him?
thing happened so fast to where I can honestly say that was an even stabbing, man. And then they stabbed each other. Did nobody do no telling? The police didn't. It was blood all on the floor. But the scariest dude in the building was me. And I'd never seen nothing like that. I mean, straight out, man. I seen a dude get stabbed when I was a little boy in New York, when I was about maybe 6 or 7. But to be in a cell with two real live wires, and then both of them was my friends, man. Oh, and by the way, just for the record, Johnny Moe, if you watching this, because they was OVGs back then. I don't know if that community's still over there. But Johnny Lee robbed me of my Jesus piece. See, Johnny Lee, no, not Johnny Lee, excuse me, Johnny Moe from OVG. Them dudes was so into that street and gangster shit for real. Like a lot of these cats today wouldn't be able to make it. Johnny Moe was banned and probably still is from the men's central jail. Banned. That means, God forbid, if he catch a case, a dude like that, he got a whole bunch. He got to fight his case from the substation that arrested him.
Hold on. What makes you get banned from jail? Like, how you get banned from jail?
You
Like,
be a real gangster like Johnny Moe. Johnny Moe, no, and I hope he see this interview. That was a real gangster. A real one. Then I had another friend in the county jail, a Cuban boy named Simone. God bless his soul. Simone had all the bad honeys and he taught me all about Ferraris but he was a Cuban dude, but he had a hold on them. But he used to bail out all the drunks and the smokers and have them come down to the thing and get what we used to call back then a wet 40. For the viewers out there, leave a comment. Is when they said your woman leave you $40 and then they dip it in the water and then hand it to you through the window. They used to have currency in the men's central jail. And a lot of people done lost their sock fronts and their money bags off their neck and their lives behind them 40. Because some of them dudes in the county jails had 10, 20, 30,000. selling cigarettes. They was paying for their own lawyers, man, with cash from the county, and they're hustling, selling candy bars. That day is just gone. You talking about getting it out the trunk with Easy E and them? Shoot, that county jail boy was getting it out that window.
Wow.
Them dudes is in there with 10, 20, 30,000, man, up in they rectum, can't even get it out the jailhouse. You got to get the police to get it out for you because they in there hustling like that, trying to get that lawyer money. So these people nowadays don't know nothing about that.
Wow.
Once
Now they hold the money in the commissary fund. Right?
Yeah, because they getting the interest off. But see, Simone and them was Cubans. Put it this way, Simone and them had some of the finest women you could imagine. And he used to have the smokers that didn't get no visits called out on visits and give each one of them $40. Then he would bail them all out without them even knowing. That's the kind of he would go down the road, my Cuban partner, and see who needed bail and bail him out because he wanted good karma. He wanted to get out.
Wow.
He wanted to get out so bad. And I know y'all gonna doubt this, but look it up. He had a helicopter trying to come and get him off the roof at the LA Mid Central Jail. Google it.
Simone?
Simone.
Did it happen?
Google it.
All right. So now, how was Ike Turner?
Ike Turner was real. And Ike Turner was in there tripping off of Tina Turner. I don't know what kind of case he had. I think he had some stuff with Tina. It might have been some domestic violence. I'm not sure. But he couldn't keep still. They used to look for him and Johnny Moe in the county jail. How you escape, but you still in the jailhouse? Because Johnny Moe would roam that county jail like it was the streets. The police just stopped looking for him. They just knew he didn't leave the building. For months. These dudes is real live wires, man.
Like they escaped but stayed?
They just roaming from dorm to dorm doing what they do. Them was real, I can't even call them gang members. Them was men. They was jailing. Like the police come out, Johnny Lee said, Johnny Moe. They don't know what building he in. They just know he in one of these buildings somewhere in one of these cells. I watched Ike Turner with an ounce of cocaine in the cell smoking.
How the fuck you do that?
I'm not gonna disclose that. You know, you podcasters ask some interesting questions for them views and them likes and them subscribers and that curiosity. How the fuck he do that? Absolutely not. Hello, beautiful. Ike Turner.
What are you talking about?
I was telling when I was in there Cellies with Ike Turner and Johnny Moe and Johnny Lee when they started having that knife fight. And let me tell you, I squeezed out that cell, man, like a poodle with oil on him. I'd never seen nothing like that.
About was that in the 80s, 90s?
It was in 83. And for your viewers out there that's listening, a lot of these dudes you see today would have never survived that. You had the blood module where the blood was locked down because of so much gang fights. The Crips had their own modules, but there was more of them roaming around. So when the Bloods would come out, the whole prison, the whole jail go on lock. I was only in there for 6 months fighting my case, but I learned a lot. I was in there when an Asian dude took flight on the police, and they had to call his daddy and them in there to whoop on him. I mean, to get him to stop whooping on the sheriffs in there, because he do that young, long. A lot of these youngsters don't know their history. I was in there when the Crips and Bloods, when the Crips went mad in the county jail because they served red Kool-Aid in the chow hall and tore it apart. They was gangbanging back then. What you see now is it's an unfortunate situation, but it's poverty more than anything.
Yeah.
Because gangbanging, you got your man. If you had on a color and he was part of that activity, he was in full military combat, you did that. It wasn't no such thing as getting girls and kids and family and just shooting and stuff. We had 200 or 300 shooting up occupied dwellings a year, meaning that they just shoot up your house or whatever.
Yeah.
But gangbanging ain't never been cool. Those are circumstances that was dealt to us Like people say sometimes, gangbanging changed. It ain't like it used to be. It ain't never been shit.
Well, from the research I've done, I heard Crip and Blood were originally to protect our communities. They wasn't particularly known for
That
particularly
that
gang.
that statement is very true. California revolutionaries in politics, you know, it was a social engagement, a civil engagement involved. But we had the Black Panthers and they called them gangs. If you notice today, the operative word to get something done and to get a check by the government or from the police or something is to say the word gangs. So now everything is a gang now. The Venezuelan gang, the rapper gang, the Hells Angels gang, the Crips, the Blood, because that's what the authorities use to justify them getting more money to lock your ass up and to give more weapons and to keep the mortuary filled. See, every gang murder costs the taxpayers $1 million from bullet to burial. The DA get 150,000. The judge get him $150. The police get their bread. The coroner get him some money. The LAPD get him some money. And guess how much the defendant get in total to fight his whole case, including investigators and everything? $775. That's it. That's why you coming in there with a public defender. You don't have no investigators beat cases, not lawyers. Let me say it again to you little criminals outside. It's not your lawyer that's beating your case. It's your investigator that gets the facts from the street and come back in and help you beat your case. It's not the judge that sentenced you to jail, young man and woman. It's your probation report that you get that determines how much time you do and what your status is going to be as far as your security levels. So if you get an independent probation report, say from a retired probation officer, and submit that to the courts, that's valid. And he can recommend the low term. And then there's mandatory minimums in the federal situation. But for the most part, your lawyer don't beat your case. Before I would get a lawyer, God forbid, if I was back in that life, I'd go get me a law professor. Why would I go retain a lawyer if I'm a rich rapper when I can go buy me a law firm? If you're a rapper and you got millions of dollars, you need to buy a law firm, get you some little lawyer, 2 or 3 of them. If you're a rich rapper and you like to get in trouble, you need to buy a bail bond service. So you ain't got to be in there like our brother Puffy telling white folks to let you out. Get you a security bond. It's a lot that we did when we was growing up that they don't do no more. When we did robberies or whatever, we knew the penalty. We had the lawyer already paid for and the bail bondsman and the snitch on lock. They didn't have that. You see?